Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of StellarTactics. And I have some news to report even before I will start. Because yesterday, that is the day before I record this, and not the day before it's actually put on YouTube, or better said, published, got a message at the Steam forum of StellarTactics that we have a new update. And the update is changing things for mining, FTL fast travel, and there are some advanced gameplay settings. So let's start by mining. What's changed? And I need to bring up the ship at the moment. What has changed is that the mining turrets we usually have is starting to work differently. Previously, with one of my other ships, I was able to focus all my mining lasers at a single asteroid and mine that. That doesn't work anymore. I have to use one mining laser on one asteroid. And on top of that, another thing that changed is that we have to work with heat settings, meaning I have to set a power, the amount of power the turret is using, somewhere between a minimum and a maximum. And at some point I will get an ideal temperature, and at that temperature I will be able to harvest as much as possible. I can get my lasers too cold, I can set my lasers at too high. If I'm setting them as too high, the asteroids will deplete quickly, which means you don't get all the ores out of the mining, out of the asteroid. If I set it to cool, you will also get less yield, less ore as a matter of fact. And on top of that, each mining laser also has some sort of setting, a circular progress bar which is set around the turret, and that one is showing how much ore there is in left. So it's sort of similar idea to what we have with the drone manager. This is what is left, and this is what's on board of the mining drone at the moment. So instead of a bar, we get a circle. That's the mining. When we're mining shipwrecks, I can still use all the turrets, but the amount of ore produced by the wreckers is cut down. The number of ship repair components is increased. And when you are mining a wreckage, the color of the turret beam changes. And I know that we previously used to have red beam, so I'm curious about what's going to happen. Now, there's also an option to do FTL in space, which is quite nice because here we go again with the star map. Let's say I have to travel from this system to this system, and under current circumstances that's going pretty slow. With the FTL it will probably work similar to what we are doing when we're inside the system. I haven't checked, I haven't tested anything yet, so, but it probably works similar. I need to enter FTL space, need to choose a target system, and we will have a new icon in the upper left panel, and it will move my ship near that selected system. So it's something we're going to try because, yeah, we have a mission finished here, so we have to go there. So it's actually very nice to be able to test it. Also, our current system is not having any what's its name, fast travel options. So we can't we have to access FTL for this one. I was looking for systems which were able to enter TradeNet, so I may as well do that first. Check for this one has an outpost, but that's actually too close. That one has outpost. So we're heading there first. Let's see what happens. Oh, wait, no. Let's head here. I think it's possible to use FTL on this. And then after we dropped off a beacon, we can jump here and finish the mission. Sounds like a plan. The last thing we have are the advanced gameplay options. And they are more or less, they are, first of all, only visible in a loaded game. So I can only set those options once I have a game loaded or at least started. And they are not mandatory for everything. So if I change something with the advanced options in my current game, this game, the one I'm recording, then none of the options will show up in the private game I'm also playing. So things we have is we are basically getting options to modify the current selected difficulty. And as said, some cases you may need to save and reload and or exit the current mission area and re-enter to see the changes take place. Now, what you do is that if I choose those options, I won't be able to get achievements. Achievements aren't in the game yet, but data is already collected, so we won't be able to get achievements. I'm not one of those completists who wants every achievement done, but I do like to have them, so I will probably not going to use the advanced settings. But just to list for what they have, we have 4 options on ground combat, and that's increase, decrease enemy damage, increase, decrease enemy health, enable or disable enemy missile launchers, which, yeah, in a way can be very useful. Enable, disable enemy grenades, and that too can be useful. I mean, I've had situations where my entire team was close to annihilation simply because a boss threw a stun grenade at me, and the next one was launching a grenade, a missile, and that's doing lots of damage. The only luck I had was that because of the shields, the damage bounced back, reverted, or whatever you want to call it, by all 4 of my party members was that high that the one throwing the grenade or launching the missile was actually dead all the way. So, but I can understand people want to disable those. We have a change on space combat, and that's again an increase and decrease, being enemy ship damage, enemy ship shields, enemy ship armor, and enemy ship system, boarding system. So basically, if you decrease all 4 of those, you're going to do a turkey shoot. Or if you decide to increase it, you will have to fight for your life. Just depends on what you want. There are modifiers in experience which will increase or decrease the general experience rewarded. More increase will of course mean you're able to level up faster. Increase, decrease space skill experience and support skill experience. So boost it and you will level faster, reduce it and you will level slower. Then we have vendor prices. Those can be increased and decreased. You can change those for items sold. You can increase, decrease vendor purchase prices for loot and gear. And you can increase, decrease ship prices. And I guess vendor prices for items sold by vendors. So buying, you can increase or decrease the buying price, the selling price, and the ship price. On top of that, we get some QOL. Warning if a star system or ground combat location is well above your crew's average level. Well, my current level is 6. So some early 6 and my main is end of 6. So anything above 10 or 12 I may get a warning. Not relevant for you, but important for me. Date and time have added to save games. But only on new saves. So anything I will save after today will have a date and time. That too is making things useful. Although for my recordings I was having a backup. I always saved. I always checked the gameplay, the time I played the game. So I've already added to this game and we haven't done squat. Sorting options have been added to the cargo hold column headers. Now that's interesting because I can check that. Trade goods, equipment. I may be able to sort them by item name. And we can indeed. You see? By value, probably. Yep. And by quantity. So that's new. And it also works on other stuff. But that's interesting. It's working on ship. Now, what I wonder is at stash, are we able to do the same thing? The answer is yes. So that worked. Usually I prefer quality because that way I know I can keep the highest quality here. But for instance, for ores, it may be very useful. And those are my level 1s. So this is actually a very good way to sort stuff. So it works on everything. As you can see. So that's useful. I didn't knew that. Heavy weapon grip in stash. Repairing equipment only requires a single click and will repair as long as the components available. Now that's something we can test as well. Right. So I can select it, repair items. You still get the sound of it, but yeah, this is a lot player friendly in all fairness, because previously I had to click countless time to get it up. Now it's just this. So that's very nice. Increased ship repair components rewarded when mining records. We kind of mentioned that already when we were doing the when I was mentioning the mining stuff, but it's nice to see the confirmation again. So every time I mine a shipwreck, I'm getting more ship repair items. That's very nice as well. So yeah, the stuff that didn't make it, I won't list it, nor all the update stuff and fixed stuff. The most important is what I just covered, the QOL, the change in settings we can do, but at the loss of the advanced gameplay options, but at the with the loss of um, possible achievements. And of course, the change in mining. So I won't be doing any mining because that's very boring. I may actually well, maybe we can do some mining. We have some missions to complete. But maybe we can do some mining. First, let's get out of this station. Because, like I said, we have FTL to test. So let's think. Now I need to think. I was planning to go. Yeah, so we need to go into FTL first. And the plan was to head to a system with station. So that one. Now we should be able to get the FTL going. I guess we're still too far away. Oh well. Might as well fly here. May as well start looking for the right button, because I didn't see it. The mining is having a very nice screenshot. Ah yeah, I see. I guess it only works when you're really far away. So I have to test that later. I probably have to do something like selecting a system halfway across the galaxy and use it that way. We do have an explorer craft, so in theory it should be working, but it didn't. I also forgot something else. Never mind that. System I just dropped a beacon in. I should have scanned that so I could sell that information here. I didn't do that. Stupid. Never mind. Plans through containment facility. Let's see what's selling. Plants. Agmedius. "21 plants." Buying 21 plants. Okay. We can do that later. Oh, hang on. That's actually a very excellent way to test the FTL drive. Instead of using the beacons, what I usually do, try find out what happens if we use the FTL drive. Distance may be far long enough to actually use it. So yeah. Also, this changed. We got a different color now. As the game is loading slowly. Here we are. Now let's see. Ship equipment. Nothing here. Those are the usual guys. Pharmacy, augmentations. I thought he was somewhere on the left. There he is. So 29.9 credits, 29.9 thousand credits, plus 200 faction gain. Nice. Everything else isn't that much, especially since they're not listed, but yeah, nice. Keep this one actually, because as said, I'm considering to turn one of the people using a knife. That could be him, or it could be, no, not her, him. I think he can even the main can become a pistolier, a knife wielder, but eventually he's got something else to deal with. So let's go back and test our FTL drive. Yep, I thought so. That's going to take a while, and I'm really wondering if I shouldn't abandon that mission, because under the circumstances it's impossible. Not with this ship anyway. Wait. And there it is. The fast travel button. So let's see. Okay, so we don't see the traveling. Simply loading the map, and we're able to enter it. So in general, the FTL is doing something similar as translocating, except it doesn't cost you the fusion cells, I think it was. The power cells, whatever we used, it's not using that for the transportation. So it's an interesting feature, that's for certain. But I'm not sure yet if it's actually useful. Probably we have to reconsider it later. So we'll see. But for long distances to a system where you haven't been, where you want to scout because of, yeah, well, whatever reason, finding, what should we call it, Asnari ruin, something like that. It's very useful for that. The disadvantages, at least in my opinion, is that you have to deal with a double loading screen.
Locking.
And I made a mistake. Unless I'm lucky and do it from here. Yep, I made a mistake. Station cargo storage. So there should be somewhere plants in here. Exactly. Plants, okay. I think because we have a ship here, we also have a mining drone out here. We need to deliver plants here. No, at H2. Where's H2? what I wanted to do didn't work. I'm going to do something silly. And I'm going to change my current ship with this one. We will be having fun. We got 3 mining turrets and a normal one. This is useless, but we still have the plans. It is quite slow in traveling because everything is still set at stock or basic, and I don't have the funds yet to make a big profit. However, it saves me a lot from a few things. The only thing I need to do right now, I need to think because those guys were elsewhere. Is to check if I can find an ore refinement. If I'm able to find a refinery, things will be a lot better. This is what I need, and of course I can't afford it because we only have 30k. However, so I can sell this to get the money I need to buy the ore refineries, and even 56, 56, 50, they're all 56. That's actually the best, but it's not working. I was hoping to get an ore refinery. If I sell this stuff, instead of at least I'm able to get an ore refinery. 51. Yeah, I'm going to do everything's okay. Right, so current speed is 987. That's quite slow. Armor and shields are terrible. We have 4 turrets, no missile turrets, and only 1 turret to be light or heavy, and I already set a heavy turret on that one. The other 2 are mining turrets. So yeah, it's not the best ship, but it's perfect for what I plan to do, which is starting Let's follow him. Starting with doing that mission. Yeah, I thought so. So we have to do a lot of loading, saving and loading at the moment. I can't help it, sorry people. I also have to do this at some point. Find out where the Shikaro faction actually has some base. My only advantage with this ship, I'm able to continue the search for the Asnari scanner, the Asnari ruins. And if I actually had used my brains, which I hadn't, I would have been able to pick up that mining drone. Although, now it's still working, there's no need to do that. This is not going to be fun, so let's jump, because I won't be able to fight them off. This ship is far too big for that. I will be able to test things later. And hopefully we're able to now right, so 3,000, basically nothing. Now let's head out to the asteroid field. Should I check for asteroid field? See if I can find something green actually. Apparently not. Hey. Funny that I didn't see any shipwrecks. Usually you do. Ah, there's one. So let's see if I'm able to get that done. Do I have mining drones? No, they're all at medias. Okay. Nearly done. Still going, still going. So it looks like this is still working the way it should. I don't know which enemy ships are being inbound, but so this kind of works the way it should. And when I open up the ship panel, you see the ores. Nothing refined. This is the ore, no refined ores. This is all ores. The value, quantity. So that works. And at some point, I need 30 units. So that's going to take a while. And for skills, we have to keep an eye on him. He will get more experience about that now. We should also get ship repair parts. But I thought we would be able to get, we would have the option to set temperature. I don't see that option yet. So unless I misunderstood something, that only works for asteroids. beam is turned blue. That was one of the changes which were announced. So we know that's working. And we can use both lasers at the shipwreck, so we know that's working as well. Ah yeah, look, it's actually increased because part of those were close to zero at some point. No, not yet. And this ship, we have 11K storage, so I can simply mine all that entire wreck up here without a problem. I think that is going to be my problem. Get out of here, because those guys want to kill me. For target range. By the time they're in 1500, I'm dead. So what I will do is translocate back to the Acmedia system. The jump point has changed as well. Transfer back to Acmedius. And we check for asteroid mining over there. It's going to be interesting. Asteroid fields. Let's see if I'm able to get 11K out of this. Actually more. We're able to get more out of this now, because I'm not only able to mine the asteroids, but also the wrecks, and I'm able to, I need to think for a moment. That is we got a red beam right now. And that's the amount of ores. So yeah, this is looking quite nice. I only wonder how the temperature is going up. I think I know. Look what happens. Look what's happening. Every time we complete a full circle, temperature is increasing. So the faster our mining turret is, the more it starts to increase temperature. That's going slow. But it could have something to do with the capacitor as well. So if you have a low quality capacitor, ship repair parts from the wreckage, but I'm not having wreckage. But yeah, that beam is going more and more up at the first laser. So it's probably increasing temperature on the asteroids while you're mining. And at some point you're actually mining in the optimal range. And at that point you're getting everything, the most important parts you need. Because every time you see the beam firing, temperatures going up. Now, let's see what we have aboard the ship. We have one ore in with 34. Now, that's not enough. I need to deliver asbestos at Agmedius 4, the trade port. I still have that mission running. With this setup, I'm very well able to complete that mission, to get stuff we need and to complete that mission. And look at this. We also have a change over here. The color. It was actually yellow for a while. So my guess, if that happens, you're also getting a better temperature. Now it's getting too hot. So I probably have to fiddle a little bit with the sliders to get everything at the right temperature. This is okay. It's a very small range actually. But yeah, I like this. It's making the mining a little bit more fun. Disadvantage? Previously I was sending my ship over to a shipwreck, set the 2 mining lasers to beam to start mining, and I went off to do something else like cooking dinner or whatever, and it's every once in a while I came back to check what's happening, until the point that the wreck was gone, and at that point I was simply moving on to the next shipwreck and start mining over there. So yes, this one is a little bit more interactive. You have to do a little bit more, but it's making the game interesting, like as I said. And as you can see, as long as I'm in here, you get quite a bunch of message about the rich deposit. So yeah, it certainly is paying off. We even see it here. The second turret, however, is not catching up yet. So yes, at some point you have to lower the setting on a turret to keep the temperature in the right area. As soon as that happens, there's more power moving over to the other turrets, which is actually a good thing. But imagine having a ship with 6 turrets, all 6 sets for mining. You have to do a lot, that's for sure. But at the same time, it's also getting a lot more interesting. Now I need to think, this was turret number 1. And here we go again. In the optimal, and immediately lots of ore, so yes, this is really, really, really nice. So in general, what we need to do is, as you can see, power it up quickly. And after that, start cooling down a bit to keep it in that range. Like this. That's a little bit too low. And as long as this is yellow or green, you're doing fine. Ship repair parts is... I don't think that was meant to happen. got the wrong ship for that. So as said about the refinery, because right now I do have enough. Here we are, all ore. Start refinery. I'm going to waste items, and that's mainly because of this mount. It only has efficiency of 56%. So the closer we get to 100, the better it works. But this is my ore, this is refined. We do start to get refined ores. The rare earth minerals can't be refined, and those are the ones I need for crafting later, so that's a good thing. Everything else is okay. I also need asbestos, but I think it's the refined. Doesn't say which one, but we'll see. So one thing I can do is actually check for asbestos. Ah, crap. Just do this and see what happens. I may actually going to remove that later. Also look at my tokens, my money. Long live mining drones. Now with that in progress, I think we've seen enough. It's like I said, it's a very nice feature. There's one thing I didn't check. It's a very nice feature to have, and it needs a little bit of practice, but yeah, it's making mining everything so much more interesting, that's for certain, especially if you're able to figure out how things work and you keep your lasers, mining lasers, in this small area, so you keep mining at the most efficient way. It will give you a lot of extra ores, that's for sure. There's also another ship around here. So I saw the mining beams. So I think what I'm going to do now is to continue playing around with this in both ways of speaking, and probably end up with my ship entirely filled up with mining ores with mined ores at some point, maybe even refined ones, and see how we end up with that one, making some money out of it. Hopefully I'm able to finish this mission, because it's one of the missions that's running since I started, and I do like to finish stuff. So, and yeah, with everything going fine, I may actually start the next episode with finishing this mission, switching ship again, and continue with that one. There's enough to explore for us, that's for certain. And up to then, well, I can only say the usual, which I am going to do. I hope you've been enjoying it today. I did. Like I said, the new mining and the FTL is certainly an improvement. So that's fun. I hope to see you next time. Have a very nice day. Goodbye.